Hey, what's up? It's Nathan Williams with Crazy Marketing. Now this video right here is a compilation of several videos that help make up the course that you're taking right now. Now to help you navigate through everything, I've provided timestamps down below in the description, so I recommend going, check out those timestamps, watching what's relevant to you. Let's get into it. In this video, we're going to discuss the email builder, and we're actually going to build a template so that way you can make sure that all your emails look the same. So to do that, we're going to go to campaigns. And we can close this little tutorial, and we want to go to manage templates. And as you'll notice, ActiveCampaign has a bunch of pre-built templates already, so you can browse through these if you want to. And if you like what they have here, you can definitely use one of their templates. You can customize it as well, so if you want to change colors or something like that, you can definitely do that. But we're going to build it from scratch, because if you know how to build it from scratch, you could use one of these pre-built ones and modify it however you want. So we'll go to create a template. Template name, I'm just going to call it the name of my business. Just like we have one list per business, I recommend having like one template per business unless you have a reason for other templates for whatever reason. So there we go, Crazy Marketing. And then we have choose template types. We got newsletter, right column, left column, and custom HTML. I always go with newsletter because it looks the same on whatever device somebody's browsing on. So it's just going to be like a straight row of content. Whereas right column and left column, they're going to stack on top of each other on a mobile device. So if you do right column, this content on the left will stack on top of this content over here, and vice versa for the left. And then custom HTML, you'll only use that if you know how to use HTML, right? You could also import a template. So if you have a template you want to import from somewhere else, you could click that and add a link and import it. I'm just going to go newsletter, add. And so this right here is the email builder / template builder. So if you're building an email, it looks the same way as if you're building a template. So same exact building platform. And it is a WYSIWYG editor, so what you see is what you get. So what you see right here in this area is what the email is going to look like. So that's awesome. Makes it easy. You don't have to code anything or anything like that. Now across the top, we have theme. Theme does nothing. I don't know why it's here, but yeah, it does nothing that I know of. So disregard it. Background, pretty self-explanatory. If you want to change the background of your email, you just move that around and you can change the background. Links, also self-explanatory. Whatever color you want your links in your emails, you can go ahead and set that here. Border, if you want a border around your email, you can set it here. You see how that looks, and of course you can change the color if you want to do that. Alignment, you can go ahead and modify that as well. Width, you can go 650, which is the standard practice. Alternatively, you could go full width, which looks like that. So it takes up the full space, or you could do a custom width if you want to as well, but 650 or full width is probably what you want to do because that's like standard and you don't want to do something funky. Snap to grid, I actually don't know what this does. I thought it was for like dragging these blocks over, but it doesn't seem to do anything. So I'll just leave that checked. Of course, there's saved and undo options. So if you mess something up or delete something, you can click this and go back to a previous version. Also, there's a gear here. Now, there's not going to be much since we're creating a template here, but if you were editing an email, you'd be able to edit the subject line, the from information, and some other elements right here in this area. And we'll get into that later on when we set up some automations, but the gear has some additional options. Now, on the right-hand side, we have our blocks that we can go ahead and insert into our email. So again, it's pretty self-explanatory right here. If you want a text block, you drag it over here and you drop it in. So boom, just like that, you got a text block. You want an image, drag it over here. Boom, image. Want a button? Boom, got a button. So very simple, intuitive, self-explanatory, etc. Each block also, if you click on it, not that block. We'll click on the button block. All right, so on the button block, you'll notice that it switched over to the options menu. And here we can go ahead and adjust our options for our different blocks. So we can add a link to our button, of course, change the font size, come on down here, padding, background, so you can make your button stand out. That doesn't stand out. But you can change it all around, and most all blocks have different settings. So here's your text block, so here's the settings for it, line height, background color, column, and so on. Image should have some settings as well. Yeah, so here's your image options. So link, info. You want to do an info in case somebody's images don't show in their browser. Like well, here, we'll build a template real quick. So let me go ahead and add a logo. So I got my logo here. I'm going to go ahead and change the size. Let's make it 80 pixels. and add the link. You can go ahead and center it as well. So there's some more options over here too. So you got some options here, you got some options over here, and you can customize it however you need. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of padding around my logo. Boom, just like that. Let me grab this text block, drag it up here, and I do want to change the font size. I think 12 is too small. I usually go with 16. And line height, we can leave it 140%. I usually go with the black font, so that way everything's standardized. And also, as you notice, when you click into certain elements, like the text area, you can change different things. So if you want to like change the font, you could go ahead and do that. Font size, which is what I just did. Color, bold, italic, underline, the alignment, links. You could insert an inline image. This gets a little funky, so I'd be hesitant to insert inline images. Personalize, this is pretty powerful. So you can insert any sort of fields that you have. So name, email, phone number, or custom fields that you may have added. So we added a few custom fields. There's also geo fields, so that's based off of the individual's IP address when they sign up. So there's a bunch of different fields you could go ahead and add by default, so that could be beneficial. And also, you click this drop down, there's some more options. So you could add indent, add bullets, strike through, and so on. So a bunch of different options. Again, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just click around a little bit, you'll get the hang of it. And we'll just build a quick template so that way you can kind of see how that goes. Let's add a line break now. And I want to go ahead and make this maybe just gray, a gray line break. Cool. And then let's go ahead and add some social links. And so we can customize it. We got flat or 3D. Let's just go flat. Let's go solid. Let's go dark. And we'll go square-ish. And then options. We can turn some on, turn some off, etc. Simple, self-explanatory, etc. So good enough for, oh, I need a link. So let's, all right, there we go. Let's go ahead and center it. So there's my social links. Also, you hover over, you got this thing so you could grab it and drag and drop. Or there's also a gear option, like we can duplicate this content block, which is what I'm about to do. You can also make it conditional. I'm about to have another video on this because it's pretty powerful. You can also hide different blocks on mobile devices. So if you have something that would not look good on mobile, you could go ahead and hide that particular block so that way mobile devices don't see it. You can also save it to your content library, which is over here. So if you create a block and you're like, this block is freaking awesome, I'm going to want to use it in multiple emails, you can save it and it'll be right here, and then you can just drag that block over and add it back to your email. And then there's also delete. So you could delete your content block. But I wanted to go ahead and duplicate it real quick. So we'll do that. Drag it on down here. And then I'm going to insert some custom unsubscribe stuff. So let me actually duplicate my text block and drag it down here. Also, real quick, sorry, we could drag also to the side. So if you want something to the side, you could drag it to the side and make columns essentially. So that is also an option. And I probably just messed everything up. So everything might have just got a little funky here, but we'll be okay. Oh, got it right back to normal. Okay, cool. So there we go. And I wanted to add a custom unsubscribe. So we'll go personalize, message. We want to do list sender info. And then I'll do an unsubscribe link, personalize, and message, and unsubscribe link. And I'll just say unsubscribe. Okay. We'll go ahead and center this. We'll make it a little smaller. I don't really want this to be like front and center. And for some reason this did not resize, so we'll click back into it and resize it. And let's see, sometimes you can make links a different color than what you set up here, but sometimes you can't. It's kind of finicky, fidgety, something. There we go. So now it's not as quite obvious to click to unsubscribe if you want to keep people subscribed. Now there's ethics and stuff behind that. I'm not going to get into that, obviously. Might also want to add a signature to this template email so that way you don't have to do it anymore. crazyimarketing.com. We can go ahead and add a link then. And okay. And let me delete these other things out of here because they obviously don't belong. Delete, delete. delete, and delete. So there we go, I got my template here. So I'll hit save and exit. And just like that, I've created a template, so we could go ahead and use that in our automations to set up our emails, and we don't have to build from scratch every single time. And that is it for setting up templates, as well as how to navigate the email builder. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the training. Real quick, I have a special offer that I want to present to you where you can get a digital copy of my book as well as an audio copy. Plus, I'm giving away 20 pre-written emails that make your email writing a piece of cake. And finally, I have a 7-figure funnel. It's the first funnel that I built that generated over 7 figures for a small business, and it includes training on how to actually set up the funnel. If you're interested in that, plus several other bonuses, link in the description down below, or there'll be a link in the little box up above here. So if you're interested, check it out. Back to the training. In this video, we're going to set up some message variables, which is a very powerful feature that lets you set values and then use that value across multiple emails. So let's get into it and you'll see exactly what I mean. To do it, we go to campaigns and then close that little tutorial and go to message variables. So what we might want to do is create a message variable for our signature. Like, let's say that we want to change our signature block at some point in time. Like, we just set up a signature in our template over here, and it's just my name, and then it's got my website address. But maybe at some point in time, I want to add a phone number or another website or like a chat information or something like that. Maybe I want to change my signature. Well, if you have your signature hard-coded into each individual email in your automations, like you might have 100 different emails and several different automations, you're going to have to go in and manually edit your signature in all of those 100 emails that you want the signature changed in. Whereas if you use a message variable, you just have to update that variable, and that'll update across all the emails that variable is used within. Okay, so let's do an example and you'll see exactly what I mean. So let's go ahead and make a message variable for signature, because again, we might change that someday. So we'll do signature. And personalization tag, signature. Use on our list, Crazy Eye Marketing. And we'll leave it Nathan and crazyeyemarketing.com. And we'll go ahead and add a link here. So this again is a WYSIWYG editor, so self-explanatory. I think you got the hang of it. Let's go ahead and add a link. Marketing.com. Insert. All right, cool. We can also check our code, make sure it looks clean. You don't want any funkiness going on, like font sizes or anything like that, because that'll mess some stuff up. So you want a nice clean looking thing like this, which is what we have here. So we'll be like, okay, that's my signature, awesome, add. And now we can go over to our template here and change it to signature. And save and exit. So now when we use our template, and every time this signature personalization tag appears, it's going to automatically insert whatever we set up here as a message variable. So if I wanted to go ahead and add my phone number at whatever point, we could go ahead and do that. So it'll be like, here's my phone number. And we hit update, and it'll update all emails in our automations that have this signature personalization tag in it. So anything that you might want to change across all your emails, you probably want to convert into a message variable. So that way you don't have to go in and manually edit hundreds of emails. Trust me, I've done it. It is a very painful process. Avoid it by using message variables. We can do the same thing with logo. So a lot of businesses update their logos every so often. You might be similar to them. So in that case, we could go ahead and add a logo message variable. So let me go ahead and throw my text block up here. And actually, let me create the variable first. Add. We'll call this one logo and logo. And it's on the Crazy Eye Marketing list. Let's go ahead and add an image. And I'll go ahead and select it here. Image description, Crazy Eye Marketing. We'll throw a title in there as well. Appearance. Go ahead and edit the size. Alignment, we'll go ahead and that's top, baseline, middle. We'll do that later on. Advanced, you got some advanced settings, that's all good. All right, so there's our logo right here. Let's go ahead and center it. So that way we have a centered logo. And then let's go ahead and click on it and add a link to it as well. So let's see. So it's not letting me, oh, there we go. HTTPS www.crazyimarketing.com, and good enough. All right, so now we have our logo as a message variable. Let's hit add. Then we can come back up here and let me save and exit and then edit it again. And let's come up here now and we'll insert our short code, or our personalization tag, I should call it. Just paste it on in there. Since it's just a logo, I'm not really worried about font size or anything like that. It doesn't really matter. So I got my logo here. I could adjust the padding and margin. Let's go ahead and do that. 0 margin. We'll go with 5 padding. That's fine. And we can go ahead and delete the actual logo now because we have a message variable that's going to load our logo for us. And so there we go. So this is what my template now looks like. We got logo, which is going to automatically load my logo message variable, which is my logo, and it includes a link. And then we got signature, which is going to automatically load in my signature, which is my name, email, or website, and phone number at this point in time. And I can change either of these whenever I want over here, and I'll update across whatever emails are using the message variables. So very, very powerful, especially when you have different elements that you're going to change, like logo, signature, things of that nature. You're going to want to use message variables. In this video, we're going to discuss conditional blocks, which is an incredibly powerful feature, and I'll show you how it works right now. So let's go ahead and edit our template. So we'll go into campaigns and manage templates and edit. And so when you click on a block and you click the gear, you'll see make conditional. So click that option. Now with this, you can select different options that make the block appear or not appear. So depending on whatever conditions you set right here, will change the way how certain people receive your email. Like they might see one image over another image, or have one block of text over another block of text, or some variation in between. You can do a whole lot of stuff with this. It's very, very powerful, and you got to use your mind and your planning and your brain to figure out how to use this best, but I just want to show you like that it exists, and then you can use your own creativity to make it work for your business. So we have a bunch of different options. Of course, we got name and stuff, which, you know, that's going to be hard to apply a conditional block to. But most importantly, we have something like tag. So if tag exists, and then if it equals, you know, whatever tags you have. So if they already have like a tag of customer. So you'll show this block if they are a customer, right? So we'll show if tag customer exists. And then alternatively, you can duplicate this and come over to the gear and manage conditions, and tag does not exist customer. Okay, so now you have two different blocks that are going to show based off of whether somebody is a customer or not a customer, and then you can customize your messages for those individuals. So based off of tags, geolocations, all sorts of different data points, as you can see in here. I'll load it up. So all sorts of different options. Tags are the primary option, in my opinion. Whether they have or don't have a certain tag, we display certain information. But it makes your emails very dynamic, so they're only showing the content that that particular subscriber needs to see. Like maybe you're sending like a sales promotion email, and if somebody's purchased one product already, then you want to advertise another product or share some other message with those individuals. And you can do that with conditional blocks. So it's a very, very powerful feature, and all of the blocks have it. So if you have an image, you could go ahead and assign conditional blocks as well to images, or any other block you have available. You can do those conditional statements. Again, very, very powerful feature. You can do a lot with it. Just use your imagination and creativity to make it work for your business. Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed the training. Now I have a quick special offer for you. So if you want a digital copy as well as an audio copy of my book here, as well as 20 pre-written emails to make your email copywriting a piece of cake. And I also have a 7-figure funnel. It's the first funnel that I built that generated over 7 figures of revenue for a small business. And the funnel includes a course on how to set it up and also how to actually sell that funnel to small businesses. So if you're interested in starting a digital marketing agency, that course and that funnel are an ideal option for you. And there's a bunch of other benefits and stuff, bonuses and stuff. Anyway, link in the description down below, or there's going to be a little button probably up here in the video if you're interested in checking it out. Yeah, just check it out if you're interested. And other than that, I hope you have a great rest of the day.